She walked for what seemed like forever, and then came across what she thought was the peaceful garden. It looked different at night, or, she should say, early morning. She sat for a while on one of the benches, but didn't feel peaceful. A number of thoughts ran through her head. She ruined Stephen's plans for last night. Was she being a user like Abby implied? Did they both hate her now? She was sobbing. Is that what Stephen had figured out? This was crazy. Maybe she should go back to the room, pack, and go home. She finally stood up and started walking. She couldn't stop crying. She was so tired of crying. What had come over her? She would be so much better off to go back on her own and close her heart again to everyone. She realized that while she cried, she wandered off the path and had no idea where she wandered to. She started to talk to herself. Great, I don't know where the hell I am. She was still crying, and it was still dark. She couldn't have just gone home. Why had she come out here? Now she couldn't find her way back. If Stephen had been angry at her last night and then found out today he had to waste his time looking for her, who knows what he would do? She tried to pay attention but was frightened. The more frightened she became, the more she cried, and the more desperate she became. Could that be what was in her relationship with Stephen as well? Desperation. While she had been walking, she heard owls and the howls of an occasional animal or two. She heard all kinds of noises, and she didn't like what she was hearing. This hadn't been such a great idea after all. Plus, it didn't clear her head. She was worse. She was now making deals with God like desperate people do. Please, just get me back safe, and I'll do whatever. The ground was wet from the dew because the morning had broken. She guessed when morning light came, she would see just where she was, and it would be easier to find her way back. Just as she thought she'd soon be able to see, her runner slipped on a rock. She screamed as she rolled down an embankment. She screamed Stephen's name. Then all she saw was blackness.